Greetings everyone, welcome back to another session of Rag Plays Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. It has been quite some time since I had the opportunity to record, but finally, after a week, I'm back into the game, and you'll notice a couple of things have changed. I've not been resting on my laurels entirely. Bastila is now wearing her Jedi robe, and that is because I rebalanced it in between sessions. You'll recall before that it had defense bonus 5, perhaps, and a wisdom of +5. Horrendously overpowered. I switched it to something a little bit more reasonable. Defense bonus of 5 and a charisma of +2. And so now she can use that, and that'll be her armor probably for the rest of the game. In addition to that, I also went and rebalanced most of the other modded armor in the game that was added to various mods. Starting with the Sith Special Forces armor, which previously had a defense bonus of 5, 20 energy resistance, and 20 ion resistance. I didn't think it made any sense to have 20 ion resistance since I am a human being and I don't really get hurt all that much by ion damage, so I switched it over to piercing, so it resembles more like a Vietnam-era flak jacket or something like that. A little bit of energy resistance, a little bit of piercing. So, you know, a little bit of bullet resistance, but it's halved, basically. Its effectiveness is halved, and I think that's good because we were barely getting hit by blaster fire, and I think that has something to do with this ridiculous amount of energy resistance that was on there before. Also did the same thing with Karth's flight jacket, which mirrored the same stats as the Sith Special Forces armor beforehand, but it just has the same now. I don't think I'm going to be using that on him. Haven't touched the 2 commander armors and the Sith armor, because there's nothing wrong with those. They're just matching the stats of the disguise from Terrace. And I also retooled the Jedi war robes, which now are 1 less defense, but each of them have their own stat. I also got rid of the attack bonus off of them, so it's no longer a +5 attack, and it's no longer a +5 wisdom, strength, constitution, and dexterity, respectively. So these are usable now at some point. Also switched the description of this a little bit to, instead of Jedi Praetors, I switched it to Jedi Errants. Jedi who actively go out into the galaxy and solve problems, I suppose. Better name for a class that doesn't exist in the game. The Jedi General robes likewise have been fixed, but they maintain a bonus of 5 for their defense. So it's slightly better than like Master robes. Each of these, the War robes and the General robes, they're just one piece up from Master robes. And I won't be using them again until late, but they're much more balanced now, so it's just a Strength +2 and a Wisdom +2 on each of these. And nothing else has changed except for the stats have been minused from +5s down to +2s. So there's that. Anyway, sorry for that preamble. But is there anything else I did? I don't think so. I think that was it. But yeah,
Sure.
it's nice that Bastila can wear her snazzy modded robes. They're much better looking than the default ones. Defeat ones. That's not how to speak. Alright, we actually do have a couple of things that I want to go and check while I'm in the Enclave, and I had remembered to do that before the editing of last session. I was like, damn it, I couldn't get it done in the video, so let's go and do that now. Dizra. I hear that Master Jara feels you are ready to become a full-fledged member of our order. Congratulations, apprentice, or should I say Padawan. It brings me great joy to see another who has joined our order, particularly in these trying times. The path of the light is a difficult one to walk. Many have fallen into darkness. But I am certain you will not be one of those. So, Padawan, what can I do for you? So, he actually allows us to ask some questions, which is nice, I think. I'm looking for crystals to alter my lightsaber. Might you know anywhere I could get some? There are caves here on Dantooine that hold rare crystals we use in our lightsabers. But if you wish to go there, you must be careful. The caves are a place of great danger. Yeah, I know, I've been there. Good luck with your continued training. May the Force be with you. Yeah, another NPC that cuts us off of our dialogue before we want to. I hope you enjoy your time here on Dantooine. May the Force be with you. Well, that's fine. Talking to Deezra, though, might pique Bastla's curiosity about the Crystal Caves, and maybe, since Mac knows where those are, he's going to take her there on a little field trip. At some point, coming up soon. That was the bit of roleplay I wanted to rectify in the last episode. Never got around to it there because we were quite a bit further away from the caves and we were stuck in the Enclave for the whole of the last episode. I don't plan on being in here for very long. Lur Arca, I don't think you have anything to say, so I'm not going to talk to you. Shuma, I wanted to ask you, did you have dealings with the Mandalorians, sir? You made yourself out to be an innocent Hutt refugee. I'd hate to find that wasn't true. Welcome back, young Jedi. You were kind to spend time with a poor old Hutt. Doesn't look like it. Good luck to you then, in all your endeavors. Should you come back to me, I would be grateful for any conversation. It's too bad he wasn't a merchant or something. Lastly, I wanted to check the shops to see if I could afford anything else. I don't think we picked up any money between then and now, but you never know. Radis. I understand congratulations are in order. You've decided to join the Jedi rank and file to Limicus Reich. Another fresh-faced apprentice ready to leap into the Jedi training with both feet. Well, best of luck to you is all I can say about that. It's always good to see another ally in the fight against darkness and corruption. If there were more people like you around, an honest businessman could make a decent living, and companies like that damn Circuit Corp wouldn't even exist. But listen to me. You didn't come here to listen to my ramblings on the evil of Circuit Corp, I bet. What can I do for you? What have you heard about the Mandalorian Raiders? They're vermin, mostly. Leftovers from the Mandalorian Wars. They lost their armies and worlds, and now they wander the galaxy raiding weak farms and outposts.
They are the scum who could not stand defeat and fled the final battles. They do us no credit.
Nice. Any reasonably well-defended base could withstand them. This Enclave, for instance, would never fall for them. They do make trouble for the farmers, though. They're almost as much of a burden on ordinary people as that damn Circuit Corporation, but I digress. I think the Mandalorians are probably worse than Circuit Corp, to be honest. You didn't come here to listen to my ramblings on the evils of the Circuit Corp. I'll bet. What can I do for you? I want to see what you have for sale. Excellent as always, my selection is somewhat limited. Circuit Corp has a monopoly on some of my suppliers. My inventory is of the highest quality. Got a few special items you won't find anywhere else. Good. Alright. I still want these. Not going to buy them yet. We have 5,400 credits. I don't think that's a terribly increased amount as to what we had before. What else was I looking at in here? Tita's Blade. That's something I want to buy. Expensive. So expensive. We've got a few different headpieces here. We've got this breath mask, which might come in handy. Infiltrator gloves, so good. Canine energy shield would be nice. This CNS strength enhancer is something that I really, really want for my own character. 8,500 credits. It's going to take a while. Calrissian's utility belt, that'd be nice for mission. And we've got biotech packages and retinal combat implants and whatnot. Bazak cards, various ones. Yeah, I can't afford anything right now. So we'll let that be. Let's get out of here. Use our night speed, get us through the Enclave a little faster. Lovely ability. I'm surprised the Jedi don't use this to go everywhere. Alright, so where are we going and what are we doing? Let's check our journal. I think the Sandro Matale feud is the quest that we're going to be handling first. That we're going to have to go and see Alon Matale in the Matale grounds at his estate. We also have the ruins to investigate. That'll be the last thing that we do on the planet because it is the final area. And also the Mandalorian Raiders, we need to find their leader, who is somewhere out on the plains. Don't know where exactly, so I guess we're going to be heading towards the Metale grounds. Let's do that. We also have that little field trip we need to take up to the Crystal Cave with Bastila for a bit of roleplay that I didn't have time for last session, so that should be fun. Still just as beautiful as ever. There's our friend Mr. Manta Ray. Always flying over at the exact time that we zone into this area, with his massive appendage, displaying it proud. No shame at all. Living the dream, man. Living the dream. Let's head on out. I don't think anyone in the immediate area has much to say to us. We exhausted their dialogue last episode. We can check Adam Larp for things that we could sell to him, but again, I don't think I picked up anything between then and now. All I did was go back to the Enclave, so... not sure which door we want to zone from to be closer to the estate. I think I'm gonna go this way, though, because there's Kath-hounds that we can fight, and that's free XP. You have been selected. I don't know why Force Jump didn't activate. I suspect that rock stopped me. Counted as an obstruction, which it shouldn't have, but it did. But you won't have any obstruction. Yes. There we go. Looks like Bastila's Force Push stunned the Kath-hound there. Between all these pillars. That way to the ruins. This way to the Metale grounds. We'll see if we pick the right door in a second. No. We did not pick the right door at all. But we do have some Kath-hounds we can fight, so it's not all bad, is it? Let us Force Jump over there. Take that. And a flurry. Nice. Can we kill him? Yes, we can. Bastila, get out of the way. Need to Force Jump. Do it. Nice. I might have made a mistake jumping in here. Probably not. Yeah. Bastila got a stun off on that one. And lastly, you. Nice. There's another Kath-hound off in the distance there. Let's just go ahead and get this combat music to stop. Let's go. Let's get our music back before we proceed.
So, Bastila, I heard a rumor that the Vulkars captured you without much of a struggle.
Oh my.
It must be embarrassing to be bested by a handful of street thugs.
There were extenuating circumstances,
Oh
and
dear.
I can assure you, it took far more than a handful of Vulkars to subdue me.
I was so worried that this cutscene wasn't going to trigger. It was supposed to trigger in Davik's estate back on Terrace, and I spent a good hour just wandering around looking for the location where it would, but man, thank you, game. I expected we wouldn't see this, and now we're seeing it, so that's great. Of course, Telemachus is going to tease her. Yeah, I'm sure there were 20 of them. I mean 50. No, wait, 100.
Whatever you say. All I know is that if we had more Jedi like Bastila fighting against us in the Mandalorian Wars, my side might not have lost.
Bold talk from a broken-down mercenary who is serving at Davik's heel.
Oh dear.
I'd call you his pet Kath-hound, but they have enough loyalty not to turn on their masters.
Insults? Maybe if your master had trained your lightsaber to be as quick as your tongue, you could have escaped those Vulkars, you spoiled little Jedi princess.
I was not spoiled. I was given
my.
the same training as everyone else in the Order. You are nothing but... No, I must not do this.
Oh dear.
There is no emotion. There is peace.
That's the problem with you Jedi. Always chanting about peace and control. Never up for a good fight. Well, except for Revan, I guess.
Enough, Mandalorian. I won't rise to your bait anymore. The game is over. Let us continue on with what we were doing.
The game is just beginning, Bastila. You gotta ignore him. He's just trying to get under your skin. And Canderous, leave her alone, for goodness sake. Let's have peace in the party, shall we? Anyway, that is good that we got to see that. This little bit of character interaction between Bastila and Canderous. Well, it's still relatively recent in the minds of each of them, I suppose. Suppose you two haven't been hanging out very much while I was training, then. Yeah. Jeez. Let's leap over there to that Cathound, I suppose. Nice. That was a crit, I think. And we can clear some of this fog of war. As I recall, there was like a corpse somewhere around in one of these rocks. It was Nurik's son, Cassus, who went missing. And looks like I've misremembered. It might be in the Sandral grounds, I'm not sure. Funny rotating things on the top of buildings. Don't ask me what they are. Ask me what they do. I guess I'll go around back of it and then approach from the other side. Is there any loot back here? Anything like that? Perfect place to put some. Got a big steamy exhaust port. I like mapping. It's therapeutic. Feels good. Yeah, okay. They have droids around the front, so I guess I'll approach from the other direction. I don't want to make it look like I'm flanking, you know, trying to get an advantage on them. They might open fire on me. Wouldn't want to have that. They might think I'm a spy, so we better use the front door. Mr. Manta Ray flying overhead again. I gotta say, the Sandral estate is a lot prettier than this one. It's pretty utilitarian. But, is this the front door? Matale pass card required to enter. Well, I'll have you know that there is no Matale pass card. That is a building that nobody can get into, as far as I know. I don't think there was ever a Matale estate designed for KotOR. They just have the building. Can't ever get inside of it. Alright, well, there's a droid up front here, so I guess we'll go over and talk to him. Hello, Mr. Droid.
This is private property. By what authority are you trespassing on this estate?
I come on behalf of the Jedi Council. I wish to speak to Alon Matale.
You have come from the Jedi Council.
Yes.
Master Matale wishes to speak with you.
Thank
I
you.
will inform him that you are here. Remain at this location until he arrives.
Don't give me much of a choice. Wow. We got the full retinue, huh?
My protocol droid tells me you are here on behalf of the Council.
Indeed.
I was beginning to think my demands had been ignored. Though I think your time would be better spent interrogating the Sandrals as to the whereabouts of my son Shen.
Why are you so certain the Sandrals are to blame?
Many years ago, I brought my family here to Dantooine to escape the crush of humanity on the core worlds. Soon after we settled here, the Sandrals arrived, and they have been a plague upon my house ever since. The injustices the Sandrals have committed against the Matales are far too numerous to name. But the Council is well aware of our many disputes. Recently, I discovered several Sandral droids trespassing on my land.
What were they doing here?
I have no idea what nefarious purpose lay behind their arrival. My own assassination, perhaps? Destruction of my property? Maybe a simple spy mission? I wasn't about to find out. My own security droids destroyed the invaders. Not a single one survived.
At least you're efficient.
It was shortly after this incident that Shen, my only son and heir to the Matali estate, vanished. Obviously, Nurik, the unscrupulous head of the Sandral clan, has abducted my son in retaliation for the destruction of his droids.
I shall go and speak to Nurik Sandral.
The only resolution possible is the immediate return of my son. Why does the Council insist on stalling? The life of my son is at stake. Is it possible? Yes, of course. Now I understand. I am a man of the world, Jedi. I know how things are done. I will make a contribution of 1,000 credits to the Council in exchange for rescuing Shen from the Sandrals. I will present the credits directly to you, of course. Whether the Council ever learns of this donation is completely up to you.
Oh, damn, I need money so bad. I understand you're upset, Alan. Rest assured, I will find Shen.
Nevertheless, my offer still stands. 1,000 credits for Shen's safe return. Know, however, that I will not sit idly by much longer. Eventually, I will take whatever action is necessary to rescue my son, including razing the entire Sandral estate. Until you find Shen, Jedi, we have nothing further to discuss. I suggest you hurry south to their estate, lest I take matters into my own hands.
Yikes. Journal entry added, experience points received 150. Check out that journal entry, I suppose. Sandral Matale feud. You've spoken to Alan Matale, and he's very adamant about his belief that the Sandrals to the south are behind the disappearance of his son Shen. Yes, well, I suppose he would be, given the nature of feuds between noble families. They see what they want to see, and they will take bloody vengeance until either one or the other family are destroyed, and we can't allow that to happen. So this whole quest line, it's very reminiscent of Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. I'm sure most of us have read that in high school English class, and we'll be seeing a lot of similarities coming up between the Capulets and the Montagues. Not sure which are which, to be honest, in this situation. Now, I'm going to go and look for that corpse. I think I probably missed it. Probably in the Matale grounds. Don't recall it being in the Sandral grounds. If it was in the Sandral grounds, one would assume that Nurik would have found it, since it's his property, so I believe it was amongst these rocks somewhere, but I'm not sure. Should have been here. Could have swore. Get rid of this fog of war while we're at it if I can. I guess I can't. Did I walk right past it? Coming in? No. Down here. So I looked for it when I came here the first time. Oh, there it is. Completely missed that. Alright. Let us loot the dead settler. For a cardio package, Ichani light armor, an Ichani shield, a Verpine headband, and Cassis's diary. Nice. Journal entry added. Let's make sure we got all the loot. We did. Let's see what we got. So, the Verpine headband. Oh, we already had one of those equipped, so I guess the other one can go to Canderous. Give that to him. And that was the same as what we already had. We also got some other items. What were the other ones? We got that cardio package. I think that was what one of them was. We have an Ichani light armor proficiency, defense bonus 5, max dexterity bonus plus 5, damage resist fire 15. Ichani prefer elegant design to brute force. The Maktites learned this when their stores of thermal weapons were rendered ineffective by the simple changes in Ichani light armor. Alright. Maybe if we come across anything that gives stuff and things, that does fire damage, we'll put that on. An Ichani shield. Uses 5 out of 5. Deflection, energy, and sonic, electrical. 50 points total. Duration, 200 seconds, or max damage taken. Charges. Using this item consumes 1 charge. This item is automatically discarded after all available charges are consumed. Items that have charges do not stack in the inventory. The Ichani put much effort into developing a forearm shield that once activated would allow a mercenary to close on a blaster-wielding enemy, relatively unscathed. This unit is discarded once its energy cells are depleted. Cool. And the cardio package, Constitution +1, level 1 implants. It's like the reflex package, but for cardio. This implant micromanages the cardiovascular system, effectively increasing the user's constitution faster and further than hard work and exercise might. We have Cassis's diary. This is the diary of Cassis Sandral, amateur archaeologist. It details his efforts to discover the source of the ancient ruins found across the surface of Dantooine. Upon reading it, you gather that he had found some correlation between the ruins and something called the Rack. The Rack. Interesting. So, anything else? Does not look like it. I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. Can I equip anything on anybody? Got the melee shield on her right now. We've got Breshik's armband. Sith energy shield there. I'll probably keep that. Bastila, would you like an Ichani shield? I think so. Matches her yellow stuff. And, we can probably put the melee shield on her as well. There. Good. And, yeah, that'll work, I think. Nothing else, really. Oh, yeah, we did get that cardio package. Is there anyone with a constitution that's, like, at an odd number right now? Not really. It is Canderous. He can't use implants yet. Bastila. Your constitution is a 12, which isn't great, admittedly, but I don't think you can use implants either, no. My constitution, I probably benefit more from the dexterity. Actually, I do kinda, but not really. Either way, it doesn't really matter, I suppose. Might as well put the Constitution one in. Just to match my other gear a little bit better. So, where are we going? I'm gonna speed back down that way, I think. We actually got a journal entry as well. I should check that. Dead Settler. You found the body of Cassis Sandral. The journal you found on the body tells that he was an amateur archaeologist who was investigating strange ruins across Dantooine. By the wounds on his body, it would seem that he was mauled to death by Cathhounds. Well, that's a terrible shame. I am sad that I can't actually pick up this corpse and bring it back to Nurik. I mean, the best I can do is tell him where it is, I suppose. But, just gonna have to lay here to be eaten by carrion birds and scavenged by predators, Cathhounds, and whatever. It's limitations of the engine. I guess I could always say I'm carrying it back in terms of roleplay. Let's take a jog back towards the Sandral grounds, which I believe are towards this area. Night speed. I should probably check the recording. I'll do that when I get to the area that, incidentally, can I actually go in here? Because I don't recall really where I can. No. Thought maybe it might have opened up. But yeah, I'm remembering the Sandral Estate or whatever it was. We're going to have to go in eventually. Back at these speeders, which we already looted, I believe. Check this equipment pack again. I might have missed it the first time. Nope. Okay, so where does this lead? The Grove. Okay. I guess I'll check the recording right now. I shall be right back.